this kind of lifestyle really a weak one. And so in Buddhist teachings, there is a concept called Mara. So Mara is an idea. So it's Mara means devil, and so it's a the word personifies for the negative qualities that we have, and so this devil is going to eat us up when we don't have the strength that we're supposed to have. And so when the martyr takes over, when the devil takes us over, what's going to happen is that the happiness that we are looking for in life, the quality of well-being that we all want to have in life, that just get consumed by so much negativity that we have in life. And so someone who really doesn't have control over these things, Buddha says in a simile, they are very weak to a point that they are like a tree that cannot stand the wind, and so they always sway, and so they can't just stand still when the wind comes. And so imagine this wind as that challenges that comes through our life. And so when the challenges comes on our way, we have a very difficult time to face to those things. And so therefore, that when somebody doesn't have that the contemplation, but their contemplation on things that worldly things, not more like inwardly, that they tend to be more weaker in their way of how they live their lives. And it's really important for us to actually talk about piece by piece these things. And if I'm not able to finish this by today, but I will carry on this conversation to next week. So our tendency is subhanupassing viharantam. We always looking for pleasant things in life, and we are after. We are running towards. We are chasing to have these pleasant things. Our total focus is to gain these pleasant things, everything that we can have, whether it's a bigger house or a bigger car or whatever that you can think of materialistic wise, that we are chasing after this big dream that we have in life. And so when we are chasing towards that kind of things, indriya sammuta, and our senses are not always we have not disciplined them, and we don't have control over our eyes, we don't have control over our taste, we don't have control over our ear, and so we just let them just grab whatever they want, and we just kind of becoming a slave to our senses. And so whatever I see, we want to grab it. Whatever my ears hear, and we want to have it. Whatever our taste bud taste, I want to have it. And so it's okay to enjoy something, And it does not deny that you shouldn't be enjoying life things, tasty things, and the pleasant things that we see. However, the biggest issue comes here is that when we don't pay attention and when we chase these pleasant things, and there is never ending indulge that we chasing after, one after the other, one after the other, that um, we want things. And so this uh, wanting, this craving continues to, um, it continues. And so it never ends. And this is what we call samsara too. And so when we fall into this cycle, it's very hard to get out of it, because sometimes we don't even know this is what we are doing. And today, especially with newer studies and things like that too, that they have been, studying how that some people really have a problem collecting things, and how like they would just buy everything. And I remember when I was in Illinois, I used to clean a house of a gentleman, and so it amazes to me that uh, like the entire basement is like um, a, a clothing store, and then this person just wears something, and then the next day just pile it up, and the next day pile it up. And so every time just shoes, clothing, and buys things. And so we really don't have a control uh, or understanding how to control our senses. We want to just buy whatever we see, we want to eat whatever we taste, and it's okay to enjoy it, but just running after it, running towards it, constant struggle, constant wanting, it's become tiresome. And so when someone doesn't have a really good understanding of the basic necessities that in life, and so when they chase these things, um, it's very hard for them to be happy, because or to find that uh, to settle. It's very difficult, because they have to constantly go in this process, in this manner in life. And so it's become very problematic for people. And so what they try to encourage for us to do the opposite of those things, rather than really indulging so much, to find the balance in life, and to find and understand why we need what we need. Why do we need things in life? And rather than wanting things and to have needs. And so there is a huge difference between wants and needs. And when uh, I might say, I want something, it just because I want it, maybe it's not something I needed. And so after a few days, and I feel like that, oh, there is really no a use for me this. And so there are things that we think about our buying patterns, and we buy things, and then all of a sudden we find that it's not useful anymore. We just buy it just because. So it's a kind of a pattern that we fall into. And so this is something that very deeply that address in Buddhist teachings. And so I think we are running out for today, but I will get into a little bit more details next week. The next episode, and we'll talk about it. But for now, as a close up, just make sure that we all have to watch what we can control through our senses. And so that is part of our practice, and that helps. The mindfulness practice is going to help with us. And so I'm hoping to continue this conversation next week too. So please connect and join with us with Society Bites Radio next episode with Bhante. Thank you very much.